is Guido and welcome back with Moments with Guido. Today I want to talk about how present is really your past. Now, interesting thing, I'm an adult approaching my 50s and 75% of who I am was already created in the first 7 years of our life. Now, when I mentioned to you previously that this need to know has brought us to dissect everything to the point that we have lost the bigger picture, we have lost the ability to see the bigger picture, and in the majority of cases we look at the things at face value. Now, when we treat the aspect of mental health, we treat the behavior, and upon the behavior is what we now determine what possible mental disorder or difficulties that a person is experiencing. But a behavior is nothing else than a reflection of how we feel. And if we consider that our reaction has been set in the first 7 years of our life, where there was everything but rationality, then are we really in control of it? And the answer is absolutely no. You know, Isaac Newton says that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, but in short. But the truth of the matter that works for a ball hitting the wall, but doesn't work for a human being, because human being first reacts and then acts. And when we think that we are really in control of our action, well, I think it's a pretty much of an illusion. So let me put it this way. The mind gives you the illusion that you are in control of your action because you have a choice between a shotgun and AK-47, but having real freedom would be having a choice to fight or not. Unfortunately, that choice is not a luxury that we have until we tap into our reactions. So a life coach, a Scottish life coach, I think one day says that if you want to change your life, change your belief. And one of the things that we need to realize that a human being has three basic beliefs. One of it would be the religious, the spiritual belief, which we leave aside. And the other two are the belief that you have about yourself and the belief that you have about the world. And those are the belief upon what we have created our perceptions. A beautiful, absolutely amazing spiritual book, probably the best spiritual book of all time, called A Course in Miracles, says that true reality is the absence of perception. Perception is like the lenses of sunglasses that we put on our nose, and through these lenses we make sense of the world, or better to say, we make an assumption of what then later becomes our reality. But our reality, it is nothing else than an internal representation, and it is based on what we believe. Now, interesting enough, if you look at the meaning of the word belief, is the assumption that something, it exists or it is true, especially without one's proof. Immediately, we can realize that the fact that I believe in something doesn't make it true. And let me tell you something. Whatever you came to believe about yourself is the sum of your struggles, of your pain, of the assumption that you made when there was no rationality. And therefore, if today doesn't suit you, if today you're living a life and after 5 years you feel tired and you feel drained, but nothing really has changed in your life, well, let me tell you, tap into your belief and your life can change. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your relationship. Interesting. And we have three basic relationships. We have a relationship with our past, a relationship with ourselves, and a relationship with others. Now, there's no real boundaries between the three because one actually blurs into the next one. Because the relationship that I have with my past will by large determine the effectiveness of the relationship that I have with myself. The effectiveness of the relationship that I have with myself will determine how good is my relationship with others. And therefore, when we're looking at the belief that we spoke before, that is where we need to learn. So how do we develop those beliefs? Well, the beliefs about ourselves are made by assumption and by experience. So let me give you just an idea. If when you are 4 or 5 years old, you come back from school, your father is having an argument with your mother, and at school they told you that you need to be a little bit more focused because you're not able to color within the line. You go home, you stop your dad, you're narcissistic, you want your time, and you say, Dad, this is what they told me, and he turns around and he says, well, all you need to do at your age is to pay attention, why can't you even do that? Now the panic, that overwhelming fear of that event, it actually plants the seed of something that will remain there pretty much forever. And at any time that different event we rehearse that very same feeling, that will give water and sunlight to that beautiful seed in a very fertile ground. And by the age you reach your 25, that little seed is a full-grown baobab. The second beliefs, which is the belief that you have about the world, well, those are beliefs that we have instead by experience, by observing. In the first 7 years of your life, your brain waves are such as that you are downloading data, as pretty much like a computer downloading an app. And you observe your parents, you observe your circumstances, you observe your initial surrounding, and you come to make a point on believing. So if your dad comes home and he says that he's overworked and underpaid, well, then you start believing that you are nothing else than a mere observer of the circumstances around you. But do you really have control over life? And the answer is no. Blaming is the most disempowering belief that we have. There is many other, but blaming is what you will carry for the rest of your life and what will keep you as a victim throughout the circumstances of your life. I'll see you in the next video.